I first saw it on the run home, not too far from Ely. It was getting dark and the sun was setting. I was coming out of an S-bend in the road, and there it was. The story, however, began a year ago. Hey!
Oh, hey. Sorry about being late, but our driver quit Monday, and we've been playing catch-up ever since. Just coffee, or do you guys want to hear the specials?
Just coffee.
Coffee here, too. Great, I'll get it. You're still out of work? I guess I should have suggested meeting somewhere else.
No, that's all right. Jeff's good about the alimony checks, but I do want to get on my own 2 feet. So, you having the whole clan over for Thanksgiving, or...?
Yeah, this year I get my family and Bill's family. 37 people, counting all the kids. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it. Jody and Sarah will help with the cooking. Actually, they'll probably wind up doing most of it since I've been putting in so much overtime. Still, it'll be fun to have everyone over.
Well, why all the overtime? I mean, not that the money doesn't help this time of year, but it's not exactly the busy point of the hardware year.
Well, as I said, our driver quit, so Tom's been having to do the daily truck run, which leaves me to do just about everything else on top of my regular work. It's pretty much just me and him for office staff, and it takes so long to train in anyone new. Actually, I'm going back in for a while after this coffee.
How hard can it be to hire a truck driver? There's lots around that need the work.
Well, it's not that easy. Tom's tried.
What do you mean, not that easy? It's just a milk run, here to Grand Marais and back, with a few stops.
Well, yes, I guess. But it's a weird shift, starting about 10, getting back 6 or 7. It keeps most drivers away from home.
Hey, it's better than driving a school bus, and I should know. I've been temping for them. With the late games, those hours look normal.
Yes, well, you know, everyone knows that school buses are different. Truck drivers are more picky.
Come on now, picky? Half of those drivers wouldn't know picky if it walked up and kicked them in the rear. What gives?
Gives?
Yeah, what gives? I've known you since first grade, Lori dear, and you're trying to pull one over on me. You've got a milk run, and no one to run it. What gives?
Well, as I said, he quit.
Who?
You know him, Fred Waterstone?
Yeah, he was in my brother's class. I know him slightly. So he quit. It must happen all the time. Why the big deal?
Well, Fred took over from Jim Adams. Do you know Jim?
Probably, but I can't place him. So what about Jim?
Well, Jim took over from Bob Olson.
I'm still not seeing a pattern here. We have Bob, then Jim, then Fred, so people quit. Truck drivers move around a lot.
Well, there was also Mike and Henry.
Lori!
Here's your coffee. Anything else?
No.
Well...
Lori!
Well, I shouldn't be saying this.
Come on! Give!
All of them quit in early November. Almost exactly a year apart.
All of them? Just before Christmas?
Yeah, I know. The problem is that Fred bumped into Jim.
So?
Well, it was a long bump.
And they started talking and...
Yep. Then they found the others. I guess they compared notes.
Notes? Notes on what? Tom's a great boss.
Yeah, he is. They didn't quit on Tom. They quit the route.
The route?
Yeah, they say it's haunted.
A route? Haunted? Wait. This is just after Halloween. Is this a joke?
Joke? About quitting a job just before Christmas? No, I don't understand it. Neither does Tom. But all 5 of these guys say the route is haunted.
Haunted?
Yep. And they've spread the word around and scared off all the other drivers. That's why Tom can't hire anyone. No one will even talk to him about it.
But he's driving it?
Yeah. He says it's just a truck route. He doesn't see what's got everyone upset.
And you believe him? He's not just putting on an act?
I've worked for him for 5 years, and I've known him all my life. He's as honest as the day is long.
Summer or winter?
You know what I mean. Of course I believe him.
So, would he hire me? Tom, you busy?
Hi, Krista. Not at all. Lori says that you wanted to see me?
Yeah, she said you were looking for a driver?
She did she? Well, yes, I am. You a driver?
Yep. I used to drive trucks for Jeff when we were still married. I've kept everything current.
How big? We use a 24-footer.
I've gone all the way to semis.
Did she say anything else?
Yeah, but she also said that you checked things out and didn't see anything.
True, but 5 other guys claim to.
Yeah, but those 5 other guys didn't slip an 8-year-old girl an extra piece of candy every now and then when she was waiting for her dad to pick out paint. I've known you most of my life, and so has Lori. She believes you, and I believe her. Besides, I need a job. Jeff can't really afford the alimony, and anything's better than driving a school bus.
You think so?
Yes. When was the last time you drove 2 hours with a bunch of tired, cranky high school freshmen who just lost a game?
Not bad, eh? Well, let's give it a try. But you need to talk with me before things get too bad. I don't want this to happen for a 9th time.
9? Lori only mentioned 5.
9. 4 were before she came. I know you know this, but I'm going to go over it with you again. The truck should be loaded by 11. I know we'll have customers there to get their orders in by 10, but someone's always running late. The first stop's at our store in Buwabik. There's usually not too much to drop off there. That stuff's supposed to have been loaded last, but you should double check your paperwork to make sure that the right stuff's been dropped off. Then up 21 to Ely. Again, check the paperwork. You probably want to eat lunch there. You should be on the road by 1. Take Highway 1 to Ilgan City, then 61, of course, to Grand Marais. You should be there by 3, unload, and back here. Normally you get here by 6. Fill it up, check the fluids, and write up anything that needs attention before the next day.
So, what's the catch? I've lived here all my life and never heard anything about a haunted road.
I really don't know. I do know that it's been happening each year in early November. Looking back, I recall noticing that the drivers were getting jumpy and skittish, but no one talked about it, at least to me.
Yeah, I get it. You're the boss. They won't talk to you. But Lori said that they talked to each other.
Uh-huh. Or maybe they didn't, but they knew something, and they knew that the others knew it too. Well, here we are. Bob runs the store into Buwabik. You can drop me off here, and I'll get a ride back from someone.
And that's all he would tell me. I settled into the run. It was easy, or at least as easy as driving a truck can ever be. There was enough time in the schedule so that I could drive safely, and I got to know people at each of the stores. Then I ran into Fred Waterstone, the driver who had had the route before me.
Krista, you got a minute?
Yeah, 1 or 2.
I hear you've been driving for Tom.
You heard right. So?
You, heard anything?
About what?
About the route.
I've heard some.
What have you heard?
Fred, you got something to say to me. Come out and say it.
You don't want to drive that route.
So I've been told. Why not?
Why not? It's haunted.
What do you mean, haunted?
Well, you know, it's haunted.
You mean like ghosts and goblins?
Yeah, sort of.
You know, it's been winter for a while now. Halloween was a few months ago.
I don't mean like that. I mean for real.
Well, I haven't seen anything.
It doesn't happen now. It only starts in November.
So I've heard. Tom has made me promise to let him know the instant anything happens.
Oh. Well, I'm glad.
Well, that was strange. I couldn't recall the last time Fred spoke to me. In any event, winter wasn't too bad. Well, not by our standards anyway. I only had to drive through 3 or 4 snowstorms. Then spring came and it was nice. Summer was the worst. Too many tourists on the roads and too much traffic in the towns. We even had problems with tourists parking in our loading zones. Well, they do bring in the money. Fall was nice again and the leaves were great.
So how goes the driving?
Just great.
Anything interesting happening yet?
Not that I can see, but it is only October, and Tom said that people didn't start getting weird until November, so there's time.
Krista, this is serious.
Serious? Really? Just because a bunch of guys got scared about something, I should take it seriously?
Of course.
Well, nothing has happened yet. Drive there, drive back, routine. Nothing happened for a while. I just drove. It got darker earlier, of course, but that's normal. Halloween came and went, as did Election Day. And then I saw it. I can't say when I first saw it, only that it was a couple of weeks into November when I saw something, for sure. Lori, glad you could make it.
Me too. How are you doing?
Just fine. You?
Much better than last year at this time.
Yes. Last year. How time flies. Are you doing Thanksgiving again?
Thankfully, no. It's at Sarah's this year. But I'll be baking up a storm. What are you doing this year?
Oh, not much. Hanging out with my folks, I guess.
Well, at least you're with
Lori,
family. What?
I saw something.
You did? Where? Here?
No. On the road.
What?
Yeah. On the road.
Oh. What did you see?
Blue? It was blue. A gentle blue glow just sitting in the air. I was by it so fast it wasn't until later that I realized I even saw anything.
When, tonight?
Yes, and last night too, only I wasn't sure then. But thinking back, I'd probably seen it last week, but it hadn't registered.
Huh. A blue glow. Well, what was it like? To see it, I mean, creepy, scary?
I was going by it so fast I didn't really have time to feel anything, but no, not creepy, more, I don't know, expectant? Like something has yet to happen. Ugh, I don't know.
Wow.
Hi, Lori.
Hi yourself. How was the run?
Fine. Is Tom around?
No, he's gone home for the night. I was just waiting for you so I could finish the paperwork.
Good. It's been, what, a week now since we talked?
Yes?
Well, it's been a little brighter each day so far.
Brighter?
Yeah. Let's see. Monday is when I first saw it for sure, and then we talked last Tuesday. Then it was snowing and I didn't see anything. Thursday there was a car coming the other way and I didn't see anything either. But Friday, I saw it better. Yesterday, it was quite a bit brighter. You'd already gone by the time that I got back, and now it's today.
Yeah. Can you describe it any better?
Now it's up to about the size of a volleyball, but It's hard to tell. I mean, I'm driving by at 60, so it goes by pretty fast. It's, I don't know, maybe 3 feet off the ground.
Have you tried slowing down as you get there? And where exactly is there?
It's where you come into Ely on 60, by the airport, where that S-turn is, and no, I haven't tried slowing down. Somehow I feel I just can't. It's bigger now, brighter, more definite.
More definite? Like a more definite shape?
Yeah.
But you still can't get a good look at it.
No, and I've tried. I even tried slowing down one day, but it just faded as I slowed. But it brightened when I sped up again, and I even caught it in the mirror. It's like it knew that I was there, trying to watch for it.
But it's more definite.
Yeah. A bigger light above, and a longer, thinner light reaching down to the ground.
Then it's not a point light, like on a Christmas tree?
No, more glowy, like a street light in a fog. Now, there's a second light.
A second one? Is it like the first?
It is, but it isn't. The first one was sort of blue. The second one is green.
Is it in the same place?
Yes. Well, it's a couple of feet over, but pretty much the same spot. Oh, and it's higher, like a foot or so.
Does it still have the same tail hanging down?
No, it's not a tail. The vertical part is now larger than the original ball, so it's more like a body than a tail.
A body, huh? Well, that would make the first light more like a head.
Yeah, it would. I hadn't thought of it that way before, but that makes sense.
Does it still feel creepy?
Yes. No. I don't know. It's new and different and intriguing. But it's also sort of scary. I mean, there are these lights just hanging there being weird.
But not creepy.
No, at least not in a, haunted house sort of way. In a haunted house, there are all these people and scenes and stuff all focused on scaring you. I mean, they don't have any purpose besides trying to press your buttons.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But these aren't focused on me. I mean, if they're the same thing that's been spooking the guys over the past several years, they're obviously not there just for me. I mean, they were there before I came along, and they'll be there after I'm gone.
Will they?
Well, sure. Why not? Why would I be special?
Maybe because you're the first one that came along and didn't run away.
Yeah.
Krista, are you the only one seeing these lights?
I don't know. Maybe. How could I tell?
Well, are there other cars on the road when you go by?
Normally, no. It's a pretty quiet road around then.
But there are other cars from time to time.
Well, sure, of course.
Are there lights there when there are other cars?
I don't think so. No, I can't think of a time when there were other cars and the lights were present.
So, we have these lights. They're getting brighter and larger each night. We don't know if anyone else can see them, but there's no evidence that they do. At least, we haven't heard of any other reports, and the TV station isn't waiting out there with their truck.
Now that's an image. They'd drown out the lights with their own.
Just how bright are they?
Dim. You can see them clearly, but they don't light up the snow at all. It's dark out there. Even a candle would reflect off the snow.
What kind of light can you see that doesn't reflect?
I don't know. Maybe one that isn't really there?
What do you mean, one that isn't there?
I mean, one that's only there in your mind.
Have you spoken with Tom lately?
No, I've sort of been avoiding him.
But why? I don't know if you realize it, but he's been tearing his hair out from worry. He's frantic that something's going to happen to you. And you haven't been around the office much. And he doesn't want to be the first one to bring it up, so he's going crazy with worry. Sorry, I'm repeating myself.
Oh. I haven't wanted to talk with him about it, but I'll think of something to say.
Why don't you want to talk to him?
Well, you and I, we've been friends a long time. Pretty much our whole lives. We've shared a lot. Like that time when we were camping and your brother had told us all those stories about bears.
Yeah, he was really trying to scare us.
Right. But we talked about it and turned it into fun. We could have fun being scared together, while at the same time knowing that we were safe.
Safe? We were in the woods.
Yeah, at a campground. The biggest risk was tripping over something on the way to the outhouse.
You mean like my brother watching to see if we ran off to Mom and Dad?
Exactly. The point is, we can talk about this and be scared and safe at the same time. Now, Tom's a great guy, but he is our boss. Can you really see me having a conversation like this with him?
No, I see what you mean.
Hi, Tom.
Hi yourself. How's it going?
Just fine. No bad weather yet. No trouble with the truck. It is coming up on an oil change, but we can hold off till Saturday so it won't interfere with the route.
Okay, I'll let the guys know. How's that other thing going?
Oh, you mean the lights? They're there, but they're probably just something from the airport. You know, reflections, maybe.
Could be. I wonder why I never saw them.
If I recall, Lori said that you were doing the run on top of everything else. Could you have been running later?
Probably. I'm sure I didn't get started on time. Why?
Well, I only started seeing them a couple of weeks ago after the daylight savings change. If you went later, it would be darker and the reflection, or, whatever, could have looked different or gone away by then. Who knows?
So you're saying that it has to do with the light and daylight savings change? Is that why it starts in November?
Well, sure. Why not? Makes as much sense as anything else.
Well, that's that, I suppose.
Who knows? Maybe it was the lights from the airport. I didn't believe it for 1 second, and neither would anyone else who'd seen those lights.
Thanks for talking with Tom. He's a lot more relaxed.
Yeah, I'm sorry I left it for so long and he worried so much.
Reflections from the airport, eh?
Well, you try to come up with something better. I thought I did pretty well.
You did. I was just musing. We're going to have some pretty sheepish drivers once this gets out.
Well, yeah, but let's keep it as close as we can. They're not reflections. Anyone who's seen them knows it. Let's not make anyone look bad. They're all nice guys. Fred even tried to warn me.
Of course. Still, Henry did give me a hard time a lot. Ah, well. Anyway, how were things today?
They're getting more definite. The blue one now looks more or less like someone who's kneeling, but with a huge head or maybe wearing a huge hat. It's hard to tell when you're going by at 60. Especially when you're trying to control a truck as it's going around a corner. The green one is standing, or taller. It may be reaching out or pointing something at the blue one. The two were close enough that their glows overlapped and merged.
Are you still getting vibes?
Yeah. It's weird. The blue one is feeling scared or desperate or something. The green one is angry, or mad, or something. But neither is directed at me.
Could the guys have been picking up on the feelings from the blue one?
Probably. Seeing lights and feeling scared would tend to get you thinking, haunted.
And if they quit before seeing things develop this far...
They'd have missed out on the show.
Show?
Yeah, show. I don't know why I said it just now, but that is the right word. It's as if I'm watching a show.
How so?
Well, we have two figures, and they're focused on each other, not me. It's just like watching a play. It fits.
So if this is a show, how does it end?
Hey, Lori.
Hi yourself. You're looking chipper.
Well, I am. The show? I think it ended.
Oh, how so?
Well, I haven't seen anything for 3 days now. I think it's done. For good.
For good? Why do you say that?
Well, the lights kept getting brighter and larger, more so each day. Mondays, they had jumped a lot. After Thanksgiving break, they started to look quite definite. Human.
Human?
Yep, human. Still vague and blurry, but human. And then last Monday, everything seemed to snap into place, and the show came into focus.
Focus? What do you mean?
Two people, one blue, one green. The blue one, the one that felt scared or desperate. Somehow I felt good about this one. Don't ask. Was kneeling, and what I first thought to be a huge head or hat, it was her arms. Her hands were behind her head.
Her?
Oh, yeah, definitely a woman. They both were. The green one, the angry one, I didn't feel good about that one. She was standing and holding something, and I'm still not sure exactly what, but like a gun pointing at the blue one.
A gun?
Yeah, or something like one. It felt weapony, or whatever the right word is.
Go on.
Well, the picture came clear, but I was long past by the time I finished understanding it. But I knew what to do.
What?
The next day, Tuesday, I slowed coming into the turn, down to 40 or so. Coming around the turn, I saw them clearly. You know, all the other times they ignored me. I mean, they're on the shoulder and this truck is passing them 15 feet away. It's sort of hard to ignore. But they did. This time, they didn't. They both turned to look at me as I approached.
Like they noticed an audience?
Yeah. So, I did it.
What?
I swerved across the road and hit the green one. Dead on.
You hit her?
Yeah. There was a thump and she went flying. I stopped, of course, and got out. She was in the field maybe 20 feet away, fading slowly. I looked at the bumper and there was a smear of green light, also fading. No damage, but there wouldn't be. It's steel. I walked back to the blue one. She was getting up, looking to the green one, and then to me. She was crying.
Crying?
Yeah, so I gave her a hug.
A hug? You mean she was real?
Well, the other one was real enough to make a thump, so why not this one?
Then what?
Well, she was fading slowly, too. She seemed a lot happier, though. I was probably there 15, maybe 20 minutes altogether. By then, they'd all faded, and I got back into the truck and came home. I haven't seen any sign of them for the past 3 days. So, I think that whatever brought them there is over, and they're gone for good.
And that's all?
Oh, not quite. The blue one gave me this necklace before she faded.
I First Saw It was written by Craig A. Finseth. Our cast this evening featured Ayla McIntosh as Lori, Dave Irwin as Tom, Jeffrey Adams was Fred, and starring this evening Karen Shickell as Krista. I First Saw It was directed by Jeffrey Adams, sound effects realized by Dave Irwin. The script and story were copyright 2012 by Craig A. Finseth. This production copyright 2012 by the Icebox Radio Theater. All rights reserved. On the web at iceboxradio.org.